What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the land of Reckless Logic. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack that notification bell so do not miss any more posts from me. Let's get straight into this video. As you guys can already tell, by the time of this video what we're going to be talking about. 6IX9INE then finally got caught lacking. They done jumped this man inside of a Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, a Crunch Fitness. I don't know what type of fitness it was. I want to say it's LA, but they monkey stomped his head to the ground. Okay, so before I even get started, let's just run my fair use and explicit content disclaimer. Let's go, y'all.
I'm in danger. I'm in danger. I'm in danger.
Disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976 allows is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, always constructive. Comment down below. News reporting, I guess that's what we doing. Teaching, hopefully y'all learn something. Scholarship, we ain't got no money. Education and research so you can get a nasty piece of degree. Okay? Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay, so as you guys can tell, just so you guys are aware, I'm gonna ask you guys to do me one favor. Alrighty, so as you guys can already hear me clear, I had to make sure that you guys can hear me from the YouTube side of things because right now I'm on StreamYard, and with me on StreamYard, you know, it can be a little bit of a delay. So if you guys have any issues with my audio, let me know. Be the first ones in the chat saying, yo, no sound, no sound. Let me know because my mic on one end is working good and we here, but then on the other end, it want to start sliding in some BS. So with that being said, y'all just let me know. Y'all just let me know. Just keep me aware. But let's get straight into the mess. All right. So yes, but before I do that, let me just say hello. What's going on, sipping with me? How are you doing today? How you doing? Hey, NeoX. Hey, and hey, Jay Goody. Okay. So let's talk about 6IX9INE. Once again, I'm taking this approach of my commentary. It's kind of something I like to do. It's something like I'm improving as a commentator and also as a YouTuber. But I'm gonna break this down to the most basic level. So if a new person comes in and they don't know anything about the situation, they'll be in good hands if they come to this channel. You get what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about 6IX9INE. Now, for those who probably have been living up under the rock and who's not really aware of who 6IX9INE is. 6IX9INE is an American rapper. He's well known for his hits, his songs. Now, some were Fifi. Now, the second one, I will say this. The second song, I don't really know too much. I'm probably going to butcher it. It's Goomba. And then the last one that I know of on top of my dome is Fifi. That's featuring Nicki Minaj. Now, despite 6IX9INE being an American rapper, what I also would say is that he's also known for his personality in a sense of, hey, like he's also known for his personality in a sense of being a troll, being able to troll people, being able to really dish out what people give him. But however, he doesn't really get violent. He just likes to troll people through the internet and also like to troll people in real life, aka Meek Mill. But we're gonna get into that. That's really like a background in a sense of 6IX9INE. Now let's continue. Now what happened? So 6IX9INE then got monkey stomped inside of a Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, Crunch Fitness. I don't really know what kind of fitness. I believe it was LA, but by the time they done monkey stomped his ass to the ground, it was kind of to the point he was just at the fitness center because bitch, they done monkey stomped the L and the A off that bitch. When I tell you his hairline went from here all the way to back here, they was whooping his ass. Okay, but we're gonna get into that. But however, he was rushed to the hospital. He had to be hospitalized, and I'm gonna read the article by TMZ, just so if there's any details and stuff that I may be missing, then we'll just clear it up here. You get what I'm saying? But this will be a deep dive. All right, so Tekashi 6IX9INE, of course, this is courtesy of TMZ. Now, also, by the way, y'all, there's going to be a lot of clicking through. So some things I'm going to keep off the screen and some things I'm going to allow you guys to see only because YouTube really has been hammering really hard on content creators showing certain things. So I'm gonna try to push my luck, and I will try to show the fight. I'm gonna push my luck now, but we're gonna see. But however, in terms of this article, now it says here, Tekashi 6ix9ine brutally attacked in Florida gym, rushed to hospital. Now it says, video has surfaced showing a portion of an attack. You see one man continuously hit Tekashi while the rapper does his best to defend his face. Now it says Tekashi 6ix9ine was savagely beaten by a group of men inside of a South Florida gym with injuries so bad the controversial rapper was rushed to a hospital by ambulance. Girl, it was over there windmilling. And when I tell you, now it says 6ix9ine's attorney Lance Lazario tells TMZ the rapper was inside the sauna Tuesday at an LA Fitness. Okay, so it was LA Fitness. Okay, come on, LA Fitness. When all of a sudden he was attacked by several guys without warning. Girl, Lazario says 6ix9ine tried to fight off the combatants, but there were too many of them, beating him to a pulp before fleeing. Lance notes 6ix9ine did not have security with him at the time of the attack. Now, here's the thing. If you know that you've been out here talking crazy, and especially knowing to the degree that he's been talking crazy, and we're going to get into that a little bit later, you need to have security with you at all times. At this point, you're on the same level in terms of danger, really, but not really. But I'm just going to make this comparison so you guys can understand. You're kind of on the same level as George Zimmerman. As in terms of George Zimmerman. Now, I will say this. These were two different crimes that both of these people has committed. But the way people want to tap that ass, you want to have security with you at all times. I'm just saying, because 6ix9ine has trolled people who has passed away. He has trolled rappers, celebrities that's still here. So yeah, you might want to have security with you. I'm just saying, but I'm gonna continue. Now it says gym staff heard the commotion and immediately notified the manager. It says police and EMS were then called to the scene and he was transported to a hospital by ambulance. Girl. And what's going on, everybody in the chat? What's going on, logicians? We've obtained a photo of Tekashi taken from the hospital when you can see the damage to his face with gashes and swelling. And girl, when I tell you his face blew up, I thought it was like the Raven, That's So Raven episode when I think she ate something allergic and she just blew up like a balloon. Girl. Now it says we're told he also suffered injuries to his jaw, ribs, and his back. Girl, get into it. The next step, Lazario says, is that he plans to call the feds to make sure 6ix9ine gets the protection he clearly needs. Remember, he was granted early release from federal prison after cooperating with authorities to land several of his gang member cohorts behind bars. Now, we're going to get into that whole situation just to kind of give more context for those who may not always be aware. I'm just saying. But yeah, so that's really what I have to say about the article. Now, in terms of, I do want to bring this bad boy up. Now, what you guys are about to witness is the actual pictures, the actual picture that's circulating. If you haven't seen it already, of 6ix9ine's his face. Brace yourself. Well, girl, this is his face. Now this is a courtesy of the Hollywood Unlocked, but this is what his face looked like after the fact. As you guys can see, he has a gash. You see his blood all over his face. It looks like his nose is like dented in, twisted, like someone that kicked that bitch. No shade. His forehead, to me, at least from what I'm viewing from my eyesight, looks very swollen. But now, what I'm about to show you guys right now, once again, brace yourself. And we'll talk about, I don't feel sorry for him. That's the thing. I don't feel sorry for him too, but I know that with all of these conversations, I like to have a deeper conversation, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into the team. We're going to get into it. But what I will say, I'm going to give you guys a disclaimer. What I am about to show is going to be the actual fight. So if this may be too sensitive, this may be sensitive content or media for you, I'm giving you a heads up. All righty. I'm about to show it.
Oh, that's how they supposed to treat you. Bitch ass, mixed mouse ass, brown ass nigga. Do something. Go ahead. Take a picture. Take a picture. I want to be famous now, nigga. I want to be famous. Fuck, nigga.
And he kicked him in the head.
Fuck.
Okay, so that was just the first half. And keep in mind, this is only a little snippet of what, what was actually released, or at least what I can find. And that's the thing too. Why the hell would you, because now I'm thinking about it, why would you record yourself doing these things? Like, do you not know if he's already been documented as a federal snitch on gang members for trying to do him dirty, and then he wanted to moonwalk out of a situation that he put himself in, and he was a willing participant of being part of? Why the hell would you even? Why would you record yourself beating up on this man when you know that he is a documented federal snitch? If he snitched on the federal level, what makes you think he's not going to snitch on the state level? Girl, it's just, oh my God. But I digress. Let's continue.
Jump 6ix9ine, bro. Yo, homie, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm a fan, bro. Yo, I'm a fan. I'm just saying, bro. I'm a fan, bro.
I know, but I ain't jumping.
I know, I ain't jumping, bro. I'm just saying. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And then you walk, then that's on top. Then you walk out with, oh girl. Oh Lord Jesus. I don't even, girl, Yahshua, whatever. What are the other deities and stuff that actually take part? Yahshua, Jesus, Allah, Muhammad, like whatever y'all believe in. I need for these criminals to start getting much smarter. It seems like as the generations start to progress, they just getting dumber and dumber. Like, my thing is, you're supposed to make it hard for the feds, for police enforcement, whatever, to catch you. It's supposed to be a chase. It's supposed to be hard for them to put you up and to slam dunk you in the penitentiary. You're making it very easy. What the hell? But I digress. Let's continue. Now, in terms of, let's get into really my thought process in terms of 6ix9ine. Now, this we're going to get into the nitty gritty. Here's the thing. In terms of 6ix9ine, like you have Amo here. What's going on, Amo? He said that he doesn't feel sorry for 6ix9ine. And a lot of people do feel that way. I kind of feel that way too, because it's like, this is just a side effect of you're coming into a situation, a culture, a industry, trying to put up a persona that you're a gang member, that you bout that life, that you get down and dirty, but you're not ready to take on the true consequences, or the true, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm just gonna leave it at consequence. The true consequences that also come along with that persona. Because when you think about 6ix9ine's persona, when he came into fame, when he first got into the industry, at least for when I first met him, I could be wrong. When I first came into contact with Mr. 6ix9ine, 89, 49, he came in like he was about that action. He came in like, I'm with the thugs. I'm with the gang. Yes, you're with them, but however, are you a part of them? And there's a distinction between him then and him now. There's a distinction between 6ix9ine, and keep in mind his real name is Daniel Hernandez. There's a distinction between 6ix9ine and Daniel. 6ix9ine is quote unquote the persona of, which is the representative, the person that he wants to present himself as. Oh, I'm about that life. I'm about that action. I got the gang behind me. We gonna do what we do. Gang, the whole 9 yards. But then Daniel, on the flip side, is scared little boy. Actually, no, I call that emasculation for all people, especially for grown-ass men. Scared ass person that's nothing but a culture vulture. And this is when you really can make when we can really detect if there's a culture vulture and put them to the test. Because whenever it's time for a culture vulture to really, and by the way, if you guys don't know what a culture vulture is, a person that enters a culture and tries to assimilate, that tries to, become part of the culture, but they appropriate the culture. They don't appreciate the culture, they appropriate it in a sense. But when it's time to put the culture vultures to the test, they always fold under pressure. And this is where you start to see a 6ix9ine, when now he's in a situation that he was a willing participant of being around gang members, associating himself around gang members for quote unquote protection. And then now he's in that situation, he over there yapping, because now he doesn't want to face the real consequences of being part of a said culture that he invited himself into. So now you don't want quote unquote a possibility of having quote unquote life in prison or 37 years plus in prison, in the federal penitentiary. So now you're gonna yap your mouth. The same thing goes for the period I, her as well. The same thing goes for whoa Vicky. Because it's cute when you have the culture and you wear it as a badge of honor and you want to use the culture to be able to, step in and step out. But not only that, you want to embody the extremely polarizing images and representation of the culture. And then when get hot, when get heated, all of a sudden you want to moonwalk your way up out of it. And then you want to go back to Daniel. No. You were 6ix9ine over here. Don't go back to Daniel. Because even when he talks as Daniel, even if you guys paid attention, and like I say all the time, I used to work in marketing, I used to work in sales. So we used to always work with body language and tonality and stuff. Even the way that he would even deliver his message. You know when 6ix9ine is speaking as in the persona, and you know when Daniel's speaking. When 6ix9ine speaking, he has that in his voice. He has that oomph in his personality. But then when Daniel begins to speak, that's when you get the more calm, the more subtle, the more docile person. The tonality in his voice even it's even soft in his tonality. Oh, I was just surrounded by the wrong people and So there's a distinction between the two. Now let's actually get into let's go on a time machine and let's go all the way bike. Okay, but in the meantime, you guys make sure you guys thumbs up this video. Thumbs up. Thumbing up really does help out with YouTube's algorithm, because once again, think of thumbing up as a way of you coming in the door and you saying hello, whether on your way in or on your way out. Make sure you guys thumbs up, because it really does help our brother out. Because the thing about it is that when we do our job in here, as in thumbing up, YouTube can finally do their job out there and finally recommend me to new faces, and then they can come here and they can become subscribers, and then they become part of the logicians. So come on, let's just do it. All right, so what I'm going to do right now this article is going to be a bit lengthy, but I'm just going to try to hurry and get through it. Now I'm going to be reading an article. It's going to be Tekashi 6ix9ine was sentenced to 2 years in prison after snitching on his gang. Now here's the thing about it. This article is brought to you guys by The Insider, and it's kind of lengthy, but I'm gonna be giving commentary in between, so you make sure it's not word salad. You get what I'm saying? All right, so let me continue. Now it says here, the rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine was sentenced to 2 years. Now this is gonna explain the snitching situation. Tekashi 6ix9ine was sentenced to 2 years in prison and 5 years of supervised release in a Manhattan federal court on Wednesday. Paul Eaglemeyer, girl, I probably butchered that last name. The judge overseeing the case, cascaded Tekashi, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, but praised his cooperation with prosecutors. Hernandez pleaded guilty to several crimes related to his involvement with the 9 Trey gangsta bloods and testified against fellow gang members. Now it says here, and I quote, "Your cooperation was courageous," the judge said, because this last name I'm going to butcher. The danger to you is multiplied by your music career, which is why I understand your intent to continue. The fact that you are usually recognizable does not help you. Now, this is what the judge said. Both prosecutors and the attorney representing Hernandez, aka 6ix9ine, had asked the judge to give the rapper a reduced sentence. Now, remember, y'all. Oh, but I'm gonna continue. Then I'm gonna get into it because I don't want to forget this. I didn't write this down. A reduced sentence. He faced up to life in prison for his crimes with a minimum sentence of 37 years. Girl, let's get into it. Now, the judge spoke to Hernandez. His long rainbow-dyed hair faded to black and blonde and pulled back in a ponytail. Now, let me say this. Do you guys remember when I did the Ja Morant? Well, make sure I'm not. Am I freezing? Let me make sure I'm good on y'all end, because I know over here in the country, girl. Okay, I'm good on y'all end, because girl, I saw my Wi-Fi over here started a little messed up a little bit. I was like, hold up, girl, we gotta make sure we good on this end. But okay, so if you guys remember on a Ja Morant video that I did, remember when what's going on, Dr. J? Remember when we started to talk about Ja Morant and we went into all of the incidences that he had with trouble and all of the crazy stuff that happened or surrounding his name, and how he needs to change his behavior and in the people around him, or all of that. Remember when I started to speak on his interview, how even in Ja Morant's interview, he was not the same person that we seen on a daily basis. What I mean by that is this. For Ja Morant, he's known for having locks. He's known for having 3 of his locks dyed 3 distinctive colors. He's known for having grills in his mouth. He's known for having his tattoos out. He's known for using slang and being himself, dancing and all these things. But then when it was time for him to have that interview to plead his case and to help clean up his image because of the crazy act that he did of flashing a firearm on IG Live, all of a sudden, the tattoos were gone. They made sure the tattoos were covered up. They made sure that his hair was pulled back so you can't see the locks. They made sure that the 3 locks that were dyed different colors, made sure they were dyed black. Made sure that his grill was not in his mouth. Now, the reason why I say all of that is to say this. This also goes, and this is where the sociology and the psychology of it all, because this is all the stuff I learned in marketing. Especially me being melanated in those spaces, I had to learn that game very much. I guess I really had to learn that game in order for me to be able to succeed. Because especially when we start to get into different neighborhoods that seem to have more money, and not saying racism or anything was amplified there, but there was a distinction between the way that I had to operate in the hood, where I felt comfortable, compared to me talking to people who have Ferraris and Mercedes Benz. There was a distinction between the two. And there was a different feeling and approach I had to take. So The reason why I'm bringing that up is because this goes to the conversation of when anything that has to be Afrocentric in terms of locks, in terms of tattoos, because tattoos originate from Africa. Well, one of the places from Africa. Tattoos, locks, the black American vernacular, being able to talk in slang, everything that's Afrocentric or it comes from melanated people, that has to go out the window because of respectability politics. It's because if you don't show up in the way that we deem as respectable, that can cost you your ass. And the reason why I know that is because that also was something that happened to me when I was working as a, I was as a salesperson. Literally, let me tell you something. When I used to go door to door, I used to talk to people, used to talk to homeowners and stuff, and especially when I having a hard time in the beginning because I was fairly new. You know what really changed my it was just so crazy. What really was like a turning point for me in my craft and me being able to talk to people, mirror people, learn the psychology of homeowners, knowing how to be very witty, is that I had to clean up my image in a sense of I looked too aggressive in a sense because the subconscious of me being melanated. That's one, because I've seen the distinction between the way some of my white counterparts were treated, and they do the exact same thing compared to I was. You know what I did? I put on glasses. I literally put on glasses, and when I tell you it was a complete 360, sell. Because I looked more respectable. I looked more respectable in a sense. And it worked on their subconscious. And so that's exactly what's going on with this right here. And I'm gonna read it again. The judge spoke to Hernandez, aka 6IX9. His long rainbow dyed hair faded to black and blonde. It was faded black and blonde, which is the reason why when people, let's say some melanated men may go to court, they want you to either, essentially, they want you to cut your hair or they want you to pull it back. Same thing that happened with John Morant in that interview. This is the psychology of it. Pulled back in a ponytail in front to a nearly full courtroom. Few friends and family members were in attendance as the defense said Hernandez's mother, brother, and girlfriend feared for their safety. Girl, at least one row was filled with a group of middle-aged men who appeared to be undercover cops. In another row sat Hernandez's biological father, who Hernandez hadn't seen since he was 9 years old. Now it says here, and I quote, I failed these people. They believed in Daniel Hernandez. I was too busy making the negative image in my 6IX9 persona. And keep in mind, this is the first time I actually read this article at all. And he's even acknowledging the persona and the distinction between the two. Now it says Hernandez said at his sentencing, wearing a blue gel uniform, I know, and it says here, I know God has a bigger plan for me. I want to inspire the youth that it's never too late to change. The 13 months Hernandez had already spent in jail will count toward his sentence. So he must spend an additional 11 months in prison. The judge also imposed 300 hours of community service and 3,500, okay, all the other shit, all that other shit. Now it says the judge told the court that he hoped one day Hernandez is remembered for doing the right thing. By cooperating with law enforcement, he said some commentary of the case had romanticized 9 Trey and made a joke out of 6IX's testimony. And it says here, and I quote, I appreciate the memes, whether at your expense or mine, but I need to say 9 Trey was violent, not to be glorified, even though you glorified and was around them. This is what I mean when you moonwalk out of situations that you was a willing participant. Okay, I got you. Cooperation with criminal insiders is a necessary tool, he said. Now, I was gonna read more into that because at this point, this is where he starts to really start getting to snitching. Now I'm gonna read this part because it lets you know a little bit more people he snitched on. In his testimony, 6ix9ine, aka Daniel Hernandez, named several famous people he believed to be part of the 9 Trey gang, including Jim Jones, his former manager, Shotty Jordan, and the rapper Mel Matrix. He detailed his beefs with the rappers Casanova, Trippie Redd, Chief Keef, and a well-known started another with Cardi B. Those are some of the people that he actually snitched on. When I tell you he was over there yelping, baby. Let me see. But I also want you guys to pay attention to this. Now, you let me know. Now, this is also where the psychology and the subconscious also works within the judicial system. And I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm not, but I'm just gonna leave room for doubt and leave room for clarification. Now, you let me know what melanated man. You let me know what melanated man that was a willing participant in a situation. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get this lip balm on my damn lip. Was a willing participant in a situation that played along to get along, that was dang near the face of said gang, because he was not in all actuality, he wasn't the head honcho in the gang, but he was the face in terms of putting them on Front Street in a sense, because he was the superstar and he had them in their music videos and he was always around them. That just to understand the context. Let me know what melanated man can literally be facing the minimum of 37 years in federal prison, aka the penitentiary, to life, but then yet when he gives his Pappy Luther King testimony, all of a sudden he literally gets essentially a year in prison or 2 years in prison, because he, to my knowledge, he didn't even serve the full 2 years. Let me know what case that is. Let me know where that came into effect. Allow me to see the studies or see the evidence. And even if there is one, I want to see it in droves. And this is where the conversations dealing with how melanated people are treated much more harshly compared to people who have a lighter complexion. That's just a known fact. That's the reason why colorism exists, even in melanated spaces, to infect the minds of melanated people. That's because colonization is a global phenomenon. You don't think it's a global phenomenon? It's a global phenomenon because why do you think a lot of these other countries, and this is not even me trying to be a whole, why do you think these other countries literally come to America for better opportunities? It's because Massa Caucasoid done went around America colonizing everywhere and taking their wealth. But as they're taking their wealth, what's something that they did in Africa? They took their wealth, but also in addition to that, they colonized. They stripped these people from their identity. They stripped these people from what they knew of themselves. They imposed, even if you see here for indigenous people, they imposed violence and almost wiped indigenous people off the face of the earth. Now, someone had to tell me, because this is what I was told. Because me growing up, I thought, and this is how the colonization works. I thought growing up calling indigenous people Indian was the correct thing to do. I was corrected and they told me, this is what I was told. I'm not from India. I'm not from India. That's how colonization works. They strip you from your identity and then give you something else. It doesn't even make any sense. And so now when you have in the judicial system You literally have melanated bodies doing the exact same crime compared to some of their lighter complected counterparts, and they're receiving harsher sentences. But I digress. I'm gonna move on. So as the rapper, he continued to, now after he did his, now that's where the whole snitching thing, that brand, that title got really slapped on him. Be honest with you. That's when it really got slapped on him. Now, in terms of after the fact, people had to come out, people had things to say. Now, also in terms of this, let me show this before I forget as well. Now, this is the reason why I just these motherfucking niggas. Y'all make sure you guys thumbs up this video. Please thumbs up. Is that in terms of what's his name? What's his name? Girl, I did not ask for any of your information right now, girl. I wrong person. I don't need you right now. But in terms of the incident of him being jumped, this is what some people had to say. I'm gonna read some of these things out. So let me share my screen. You guys make sure you guys thumbs up, and if you guys are enjoying this content, let me know. Just let me know. Give your opinion. Bam, right here. So this is brought to you guys by the courtesy of Hollywood Unlocked. Now it says Whack 100 reacts to 6ix9ine getting beat up. It's unfortunate what happened to him. He's a good guy. Girl. Now it says here, it's unfortunate what happened to him. 2 at 6ix9ine. He's a good guy. Life is full of lessons. This isn't about his so-called street situation. This is about decision making on both sides. The ones who filmed and posted themselves will remember this day for many years to come. And 6ix9ine will now know he has to move accordingly. Hashtag stay dangerous and don't hesitate. Wish him a speedy recovery. So that's what Mr. Whack 100 had to say. But it was some other people that had some things to say. No shade. Now, this part right here, now this one I said that I'm gonna have to do a lot of switching through because the way YouTube is over here getting people up out of here because they're playing certain people's content and taking channels. And now I know I'm a smaller channel and it probably wouldn't happen, but I've been getting notifications when I play certain stuff. So I'm not even gonna play with my channel because I am trying to grow. I'm just saying, but let's just get into it, y'all. Where the bad boy at? So this is what Charlemagne had to say in terms of the situation dealing with 6ix9ine getting monkey stomped, and they are basically playing hopscotch on this nigga face.
You can't escape the energy you put out there. Like, you just can't. You get what you ask for, and you get it because you asked for it. You know, if you've been taunting people for years, you know, telling people to come see you, you know, SMD, inviting that violence to happen to you, eventually it will. It's gonna happen. Yeah, nobody is exempt. You know what I mean? With security or without security. If you are a person who invites violence into your life, if you're online saying what you're gonna do to people when you see them, or in interviews saying that, I guarantee you, it's just a matter of time. Yeah, well, Bad Bunny, baby. Oh, I want to stay on this for 1 second, okay? I know I see a lot of people laughing, but this isn't a time to laugh. This is a time to learn. Because, you know, I even think about it as reckless as I've been, you know, over the years. I've never invited violence into my life. I've never threatened to beat up an artist. Or never told an artist, come see me. Not that I remember, but I still got punched in the face. You know, I still had people attempt to run down on me in the street. So I would advise a lot of y'all out there, don't laugh at 6ix9ine. Learn from 6ix9ine, because a lot of y'all out here making the same mistakes yourself. You're going to meet the same fate.
Well, that's what Charlemagne had to say about the situation. No shade. That's what he had to say. And so I just think, like, I think a lot of times when we like look at the situations, or we look at what's going on, IG, how you doing? I think a lot of times when we look at the situation, we talk about what's going on in the situation with 6ix9ine. I think a lot of times people like to do like the surface level conversations and stuff, but of course, I like to get much deeper and use this situation as a catalyst in a sense. But let's continue. So to continue on what Charlemagne was saying, in addition to what the article said that 6ix9ine was beefing with, 6ix9ine also beefed with Meek Mill, and remember he was clowning Meek Mill. He was beefing with Lil Durk. He was beefing with Lil Reese. Now, to be honest with the Lil Reese thing, I was like, girl, Lil Reese, you might want to sit this one out. Now, I do understand I felt like once that 6ix9ine situation happened, I felt like he ended up in everybody's songs. And so I just felt like at some point I felt like people was just jumping on the train, no shade. Because Lil Reese, I did like a little background check on you, not really like to the law, but I did a little bit of digging on your situation. Last time I checked, you got beat up, and when you were literally fighting and essentially got beat up, you had a stain in your drawers. So you might not want to harp on somebody else's downfall, because you have some things to really be harping on. I'm just saying. Now, like the article said, 6ix9ine was beefing, or he has beef with Trippie Redd. Alien looking behind, baby, his aesthetic, baby. YG, and also 5 Year Form. So those are people that he's beef with. Now let's talk about the culture of the hood, or the culture of, you know, melanated spaces, in terms of typically being in the ghetto or being in the projects, etc., whatever terminology you want to use. Now, it's like this. In the culture of the hood, it's like the worst thing you can be in the hood is you can be a predator to minors, a predator to women. You can SA women or people in general, and also being a snitch inside of the hood. That's one of those are the worst things that can happen. But I'm gonna tell you which is it's sad and it's concrete on one end, but then on the other end, it's like contradictions that actually occur. What I mean by that is this. I mean that on one end, people say all of these things, but when you start to peel back the layers and you really start to do a deep dive, and you start to scrape beyond the surface, because on the front street, everybody say, oh, you cannot be no predator children. You can't, SA women or people or even men, etc., and you can't be a snitch. They say those things, but the contradictions of that statement is the fact that whenever there seems to be predators within our own family, that we know that there's that one uncle that you know not to leave the children around, any of the minors around. But yet we still invite them. Now I'm just using it as a general term. If your family don't do this, this message ain't here for you. But my message still stands. But we still bring them around for family gatherings. The hood says the worst thing you can do or be is a predator to minors. But yet when there are situations of people within the family being SA'd, being touched inappropriately, all of a sudden those situations don't get handled accordingly, as in police reports, as in making sure that it was addressed through the federal level, state level, local level. Having these politics of what goes on in this house stays in this house. And these situations typically get swept up under the rug, and there are no consequences, real consequences for what actually happened. So it's a direct contradiction to what's said on the front street, but what's actually done on the back end. It goes like this. Same thing goes for when it comes down to I gotta be careful because YouTube, the sexual assault of people, but typically women, but people in general. On one end, it's we don't get down with that, and plus we even see this type of manifestation even within the penitentiary itself, within the prison system. They literally beat up predators predators of minors. They beat them up. They beat up predators when it comes down to forcing yourself onto women. But yet, within the culture of the hood, and I'm just we just talking about the hood. We know all the other stuff happen up in them white neighborhoods. We know what they be about. There is a culture of being sexually aggressive towards women in the culture. So it's on one end we say this, but then on the back end, we're the back end is something different, and it's going like this. So I do believe as a culture, we do have to address and really have some real life conversations about the things that we're saying. But however, we're saying one thing, but are we really carrying out are we really doing our best to carry out our message in a sense? If we're saying that no, it's so bad to be, a predator, but yet we literally have predators within our own culture that literally go through life with no type of repercussions, consequences, then how can we really say that? I'm just saying. Now let's talk about Street 101. Everybody knows Street 101 and the hood, the culture. No snitching. The reason why it's no snitching is because let's also be very clear on where no snitching even originated from in terms of being melanated. Is that for one, no snitching originated because police officers, law enforcement, even to this day, for the majority, they're not here for melanated communities. They're not here for melanated people. That's just what it is. But back then, they most definitely were not here for melanated people. So it wasn't safe because keep in mind, melanated people live with melanated people, which is kind of like the majority of it here, as in current day. It wasn't safe for melanated communities to have issues in their own community and amongst themselves to go to racist law enforcement to have their issues handled. But the thing is that I'm coming to someone who's already coming in with a bias, and with that bias, it most definitely can be deadly. So yes, amongst melanated people, we're not going to snitch because what we handle here is what just about it's going to have to be a black conversation, a melanated conversation, because anything outside of that can really turn left. Now, the possibility of it turning left within melanated spaces amongst melanated people in that conversation, it's a possibility. But however, we add you to the equation, it's most definitely going to happen. So that's where that no snitching stuff originated from, originally. But here's the thing, and this is the reason why people take issue with 6IX9INE. Sir, you did the crime. You were with the gang members, you were associated with the gang members, you were best BFFs with the gang members, giving them resources, and y'all are doing like business deals of you give them this, and in return they give you protection, and also feed your ego and feed your persona. But then now the culture vulture, once your back is against the wall of being adopted into, being a willing participant in, all of a sudden, you want to wipe your hands with it. So that's what people have an issue with. Now, we understand not everybody's a street dude. We understand that everybody's from the hood. We understand everybody not with all of that. So, but the issue is that you put on this persona that you was with all of that. You put on this persona like you get down and dirty. You put the persona that this is my gang, this is who I'm with, I'm affiliated with them, we do what we do, and we brothers, we cool, and we'll go down for each other. Now, even though I said all of that, let's also go to the flip side of it. Now, in terms of the gang members, be completely honest, they got what the hell they deserved. No shade. They got what the hell they deserved. Now, I know this may be the first time y'all are hearing this. This may be the first time y'all are hearing this. I understand. But I'm going to tell you the reason why they got what they deserve. It's because we're always talking about how 6IX9INE snaked them, how 6IX9INE ratted them out, how 6IX9INE did them dirty. But a lot of people tend to forget that they were going to snake him as well. Before they was actually planning on snaking him, but the reason they was actually planning on snaking him. And now on a spiritual level, and this is something that we always say, what you put out there is what you get back. So if you were planning on doing some foul stuff to 6ix9ine, it just so happens that the universe, God, whoever science, whoever you believe in or what you believe in, set the environment or the situation up in a way to where you thought you were going to get the last laugh, but just to find out that last laugh actually was supposed to go to 6ix9ine. Because you didn't, the same way he didn't, the same way that how he was associated with you guys. Now, whether it was genuine or not, I'm not here to determine that. But from what I understand from their behalf, it wasn't genuine on their behalf. Because you don't snake somebody that you're genuinely in a relationship with. You don't do that. And to be intentional about it at that. So you can't set up, you can't have a plan to snake somebody and then think that once we get all the resources out of him, once we do this to his girlfriend or whatever the story was, and think that you're not going to get snaked back or even first. So yeah, you kind of got what you deserved in that regard. Now, I do want to talk about where, okay, I got people all in the background, or it's a lot of things going on. But I will say this, hold, give me 2.5 seconds. Okay, so here's the thing. I do want to talk about, because I will try to end, I'm gonna end this live soon, but I do want to talk about how trolling and how running your mouth can really get you in trouble. Is Amo still in here? Amo know how people mouths get them in trouble. How people running their mouths get them in trouble. Now I do understand we live under the law. And we all talk about justice and all of these things. And Amo can tell you, he done slapped, punched, kicked, knocked a lot of people that were talking crazy. And they thought they could say those things and think that there weren't going to be any type of repercussions. So there are two different types of justice. There's the judicial in the terms of justice, the judicial system in terms of justice. And I'm using that term loosely because, girl, that's a whole different other conversation. And then there's also street justice as well. I'm just going to be honest. So you can't go out and talk that ish to people. And this goes for both sides, because the same people talking about, oh, Meek Mill, or the same people referring to Lil Reese and referring to all the other dudes. I'm like, you can't talk ish to him and think he's not going to have that same energy to talk ish back. Like, not everybody in this world, in this life, is going to allow you to talk crazy to them and they're just going to eat it up. Like, he's a documented snitch. And with him being a documented snitch, that means he's known to run his mouth. So you mean to tell me you don't think he's going to run his mouth to talk ish back to you? Doesn't make any sense. So because it's two different types of justice. It's the judicial system. What's going on, Rumors and Tea? There's the judicial system, and there's also the street justice. Should not does not mean could not. Yes, I should not punch you in your mouth. Yes, I should not monkey stomp you inside of LA Fitness. Yes, I should not make your hairline recede 4 or 5 inches after we get done dog walking you, in the words of Santana, walking like a dog. But that does not mean could not. Should not does not mean could not. Like, for me going in, if I were to walk through life, go outside right now, and I say, F you, let me clean up this language because YouTube, F you to 20 people, I should not expect none of the 20 to knock the socks off of my behind. Now, some may not. But people have to be careful of what they say out their mouths to people and then expect a peaceful response. And that goes for both sides. To be completely honest, because the same people complaining about 6ix9ine, and don't get me wrong, what 6ix9ine did when it came in terms of trolling the non-living, I can get with y'all on that. That's foul. But also, I need that conversation to be extended on the other half as well. Keep in mind, these are also the same people that wished death on 6ix9ine and was trolling him about unaliving or being unalived. If the car can go forward, it can go backwards. I'm just saying. Now, so let's just go into this, and then I'm gonna end this live because girl. Now let's get into the tea. Y'all make sure you guys thumbs up this video, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. So, Rich Dollars he is a cast member on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Get it together. He is a cast member on Love and Hip Hop New York. And I also want to say the family vacation, Family Matters one, that series. I don't know. So this is what he had to say about the situation. So let's look at the screen. So as you guys can see, you have 6ix9ine, you have Rich Dollars in the middle, dead smack in the middle, and then you have George Zimmerman. So this is what Rich Dollars had to say. He said, Nagas jumping on Tekashi, but Zimmerman living his best life. Make it make sense. No point for that. And this is what I wanted to actually talk about as well. Because this right here is what irks my spirit in terms of justice, in terms of us having real issues and all these other things. Okay, cool. You want to get 6ix9ine. Okay, cool. Do what you do. It's okay. It's whatever. But my issue that I have with it is that people are so quick to get up on that. Now, actually, let me say this before I even continue. There's a distinction between Zimmerman and 6ix9ine. They're close. They're closely related because, they're closely related because of the feds, protecting them. But to my understanding, when it comes down to George Zimmerman, he does not leave without his protection at all. He doesn't go anywhere without his protection at all. 6ix9ine, on the other hand, he's going to parties drunk. He's trolling people, meeting up with Meek Mill to clown them, trolling people, going to interviews without supervision. But I will say this. The issue that I typically have with a lot of, my issue that I have with a lot of people who are into the street justice or any of the sort is that when it's time for gang members to be on the forefront in terms of police brutality. Now, what I'm about to say is going to be a generalization, but of course, I understand that's not everybody. But when it's time for those groups to really be in the forefront, to my understanding, I could be wrong, nowhere really to be found. When it's time to fight against police brutality, when it's time to actually combat Caucasoid supremacy that's infecting the judicial system, that's infecting the psychology of how people view melanated bodies, and also infecting the minds of melanated people, aka self-hate. And this is what I mean, and this is what I talk about when I say that in terms of a lot of the times, people want to be leaders. People want to be in the forefront. People want to be that stand-up person. But they're not showcasing the leadership qualities or abilities when it really counts. Reason why I'm saying that is because whether melanated or not, whether he's black or he's not. To be completely honest, you got freaking melanated people, and then you have Hispanic people. Be completely honest, if black people weren't here, Hispanics would be what they are is kind of, but depending upon girl, they would be treated like the naggers. So the issue that I take with it is this, is that you don't fight or you don't put yourself on the line when it's time to count of police brutality, but yet you are willing to do a 180, turn your back to the police officers, Caucasoid supremacy that's really oppressing, that's really doing some dumb stuff, and you're willing to just deal with a 6IX9, a 6IX9. That's the issue that I have with it. You're willing to deal with a 6IX9, but you're not willing to do that 180 again and deal with the supremacy, which is the ideology, the philosophy, the Constitution, and being able to combat that. And that's the reason why I say that leadership and that being the stand-up person, I don't know, but I'm just gonna say my closing statements, my closing remarks. This is and I'm gonna have to agree with Charlemagne in this situation in terms of this is a learning lesson. The learning lesson of be true to yourself, because when you're true to yourself, you're not gonna have that big distinction between the person that you met and the person that you are now. Now, I do understand people grow, people evolve, and people have different faces that people see. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a face that I probably show on YouTube, and there's a face that you probably see on Bigo. There's a face that my family see. There's a face that you may see me out in public. There's a face that I have with my friends. There's a face that you may see when I'm at work. Hey, one love. So I understand all of those factors come into effect. But the thing is that when you stay true to yourself, there's not going to be that big giant change. And plus, when there is a change, it's going to be an evolution. You're going to evolve. And people who's paying attention, they're going to see it. And to be honest, the reason why I'm saying it as well is because it's like anytime you go anywhere, any person that you meet, you're going to have a representative. You're going to present your representative. Even when you feel like you're not, you're going to present your representative. And so there's going to be a slight distinction between the person that you met the first time and the person that starts to slowly uncover and start to reveal themselves once that person feels more comfortable and that representative starts to, stop really so much being in the forefront and start going to the subconscious back here. In the bike of the brain. So when you stay true to yourself, it's going to be natural and you'll be able to stick to what you know and how you feel. Because 6IX9, that persona is not who Daniel Hernandez is. And that's another reason why his behind is in trouble. Now, and also understand your actions. Understand your actions of what you do and what you say can and will be used against you in the court of the judicial system and also in the court of public opinion. That's the reason why we have to analyze ourselves. But that's really it for my commentary video for today, guys. If you guys really enjoyed this commentary, please let me know. As of right now, if you guys really enjoyed it, please make sure you guys thumbs up. Actually, let me just take my way over to the because I got 31 people up in here and I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so very much. But let me just take a look. Okay, make sure you guys thumbs up. Please thumb it up, please thumbs up, because right now I'm at 37 and I know there was a lot of new faces that came in and out. Please thumbs up. But if you guys really enjoyed this commentary, I really did enjoy it. I felt like it was a very necessary conversation. I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably weren't really prepared from how much I was able to take out of the conversation. But if you guys really did enjoy it, let me know also as well. Let me know what you guys believe, and what are your thoughts on the whole 6ix9ine situation, and also this commentary in the comment section once this video ends, because a lot of the times too, and even when I'm watching this, you know, I'm actually doing the live, is that I don't get a chance to see all of you guys' comments, or like, you know, comments in the chat and stuff. So let me know in the comment section so I can most definitely go back and we can have a communication, we can have a dialogue, we can discuss it. And, you know, it really does help the channel out. Please make sure you guys share this video out, thumbs up. And if you guys really enjoyed this commentary, and if you guys, and I'm gonna say this, if you guys feel moved to donate, my donation information is down below, and also is right here. Right now, I'm currently only taking Cash App, ZELLE, or PayPal. But also, in addition to that, as you guys already know, my monetization has been momentarily, just temporarily paused for a second. But then once I get that resumed, then I will start taking super chats and other donations in different forms. But thank you guys so very much. That is it for my commentary video for today, guys. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please, please, please smack that notification bell so you do not miss any more posts from me. Till next time, guys, I will see you guys later. Deuces!